A shadow lurked in the digital ether, a ghost in the machine. His name whispered in hushed tones, Brain Cipher. He was a phantom, a digital wraith who moved through the virtual world with impunity. His objective was chaos, his weapon fear. Governments trembled, corporations braced, the world held its breath. A global cyber attack of unprecedented scale. Critical infrastructure crippled, financial markets plunged into disarray. The world was on the brink. One name echoed through the corridors of power, Axara Anam Ballast, a beacon of hope in a digital world under siege. The Axara Anam Ballast Task Force was no ordinary team. It was an assembly of brilliant minds, each a master in their field. From the depths of cyberspace to the oil rigs of the North Sea, they were called upon to face this unprecedented threat. Their mission to hunt down Brain Cipher and bring him to justice. The fate of the world rested on their shoulders. Mr. Eri Prihantono, a stoic Indonesian engineer, received the urgent summons while on an offshore oil rig. His calloused hands, more accustomed to grappling with heavy machinery, now danced across a keyboard, analyzing network traffic for anomalies. Mr. Eri, a whiz at deciphering machine language, was their frontline soldier in this digital war. Mr. Andre. Meanwhile, in the hallowed halls of diplomacy, Mr. Andre, a suave French attaché in Moscow, and Mr. Iwe, a sharp-witted Portuguese diplomat, worked tirelessly. Their task to navigate the treacherous waters of international relations, securing vital cooperation from wary governments. Trust was a luxury they could ill afford. The clock was ticking. Mr. Tony. In the bustling heart of Africa, Mr. Tony, a renowned Kenyan anthropologist, examined cultural data, searching for patterns, any clue that might point to Brain Cipher's motives. It was a race against time, a high-stakes game of cat and mouse played out on a global scale. Behind the scenes, the enigmatic trio of Mr. Joy, Mr. Sanchez, and Mrs. Intan, the directors of Axara Anam Ballast, orchestrated the global operation. Their faces, shrouded in secrecy, were known only to a select few. Their voices, calm and measured, dispensed orders and guidance, their wisdom a beacon in the digital storm. Mrs. Intan, the hum of engines, the screech of tires announced the arrival of Mr. Bayou and Mr. Adezet. These skilled operatives, masters of stealth and evasion, provided vital logistical support. Their vehicles, customized for speed and discretion, were instrumental in transporting team members and sensitive equipment across continents. They were the silent partners, the unseen force multipliers. Deep within a high-security laboratory, bathed in the eerie blue glow of cutting-edge technology, Mr. Tagu, a young Thai prodigy, toiled tirelessly. His domain was the mind-bending world of quantum computing. With each passing moment, he inched closer to unlocking the secrets of Brain Cipher's sophisticated encryption. Mr. Tagu, across the digital battlefield, Mr. Lukman, a seasoned American negotiator, and Mr. Don't Know, a stoic Russian cybersecurity expert, engaged in a delicate dance with their counterparts. Their mission to secure access to vital network infrastructure, to stay one step ahead of Brain Cipher's digital rampage. The stakes couldn't be higher. Failure was not an option. Section 5. The Web of Intrigue. The digital trail was a tangled web, a labyrinth of code and encrypted messages. Brain Cipher, a master of deception, had covered his tracks well. But Axara Anam Ballast had their own weapons artificial intelligence capable of sifting through mountains of data at lightning speed, and a team of brilliant cryptographers, their minds honed to crack even the most complex codes. The Internet of Things, once a symbol of interconnectedness, had become a double-edged sword. Brain Cipher had exploited its vulnerabilities, turning everyday devices into weapons. But Axara Anam Ballast was turning the tables, using the same technology to track his movements, to predict his next move. Section 6. Decoding the Enigma. Digital twins, virtual representations of physical assets, provided invaluable insights. Axara Anam Ballast could simulate attacks, test defenses, and anticipate Brain Cipher's next target without putting real-world systems at risk. It was a digital chess match, with the fate of nations hanging in the balance. Virtual reality became their training ground, a digital battleground where team members honed their skills, preparing for any eventuality. In this immersive environment, they could face their fears, test their limits, and emerge stronger, ready to confront the threat head-on. Section 7. The Heart of the Labyrinth. The trail led to a remote location, a desolate island shrouded in mist and mystery. The digital breadcrumbs pointed to a high-tech fortress, a labyrinth of steel and secrets. This was Brain Cipher's lair, the nerve center of his cyber offensive. The final confrontation was at hand. A sense of urgency gripped the team. Every keystroke, every line of code, brought them closer to their target. They could feel Brain Cipher's presence, a phantom in the machine, taunting them, challenging their every move. But Axara Anam Ballast refused to be intimidated. They had come too far, sacrificed too much. Section 8. A Race Against Time. The air crackled with tension as the team prepared to infiltrate the fortress. The weight of the world rested on their shoulders. They knew that one wrong move, one miscalculation could have catastrophic consequences, but fear was a luxury they could not afford. Their resolve was unshakable. Inside the fortress, amidst a maze of corridors and blinking LEDs, Brain Cipher watched their every move. He had anticipated their arrival, planted digital traps, and fortified his defenses. He was confident in his victory. He believed he had outsmarted them all, but he had underestimated the power of Axara Anam Ballast.
A symphony of keystrokes filled the air as Mr. Eri, guided by the whispers of the machine, disabled the fortress's security systems.
My cultural insights provided the key to deciphering Brain Cipher's final puzzle, a complex algorithm rooted in ancient mythology. The team moved with precision, each member playing their part flawlessly. In a dramatic climax, deep within the heart of the fortress, they cornered Brain Cipher. The digital phantom, unmasked at last, was a mere shadow of the formidable adversary they had imagined. His reign of terror was over, justice had prevailed. The world breathed a collective sigh of relief as news of Brain Cipher's arrest spread like wildfire. Axara Anam Ballast, the unsung heroes of the digital age, had triumphed. Their victory served as a stark reminder. In a world increasingly reliant on technology, vigilance and collaboration were paramount. The battle for control of the digital realm was far from over, but for now, the world was safe.